dismembered, decapitated. It's probably because you're trying to hide something and make sure certain details don't come out.
Tend to Life with Elise.
Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Elise and this is 10 to Life. I hope you all had an amazing holiday season, celebrated with friends, families, loved ones. I know this year there was another dent put into holiday plans as this new variant surged. My family and I ourselves actually got it, and what else is there to say? 2021 is just like 2020. So hopefully 2022 is our year, guys. Anyways, for you guys who are brand new stopping by for the first time, my name is Elise, and this is where we talk all things true crime. For my returning subscribers, thank you so much for joining me today and coming back. And for the new ones, I hope you enjoy today's video and consider hitting that subscribe button below. So everybody, smash that like button and let's get into today's case. The case we're talking about today is one that not only have you guys been requesting a lot of coverage on, but it's one that I actually covered when I first started my channel. That's when my channel was literally like this big though, so not many of you guys saw it, and my coverage is obviously a little bit different nowadays, but I want to give you guys an update in this case, and I want to bring you guys current with this case. And I just want to be clear, and I want to warn you, this, in addition to the baby Brianna case that I covered, it's hard. It's really, really hard. It's very reminiscent of the Gabriel Fernandez case. I mean, possibly even worse, if I'm going to just be honest with you. So I want to give you that warning because it is not for the faint of heart. It is very, very uncomfortable, but it enrages me, as I'm sure it will enrage you as well, because there still has not been any justice. But before we jump into the case, we are going to have a quick word from today's sponsor. Hey guys, so for those of you who know me, you know that I am absolutely obsessed with home design and interior decor. So I found the most amazing app, and let me tell you about it. Redecor is an app that is a home designer's playground. There are new challenges every single day, and seriously, for anybody who's interested in home design, this is the app that you have to try. I personally play the app just to unwind and kind of get my mind relaxed and zen, but what I find the most useful is I've been able to implement so much of this app into my everyday life and into my actual home design. At the moment, I'm actually trying to redesign this room because it is just way too neutral and basic and boring for me. I don't know, what do you think? And this app has helped me so much with that. So let me just show you. In the app, you choose a room to redesign, and you are given tons of different options for different colors, textiles, patterns, all different things to choose from to make this room your own. And you can mix and match, you can try things out before landing on your actual final design when you feel like it's absolutely flawless and there's nothing more you want to tweak. Here's something else that is so cool. When you submit your final design, there is voting in real time. Other users on the app vote on your design, which is great because it either gives you positive reinforcement and shows you that you're on the right path and what you're doing looks great together, or if you need to go back to the drawing board, which, spoiler alert, I've had to go back to the drawing board a few times. What I also think is so cool is that you vote on other designs too. So I'm seeing all of these designs that I never would have thought to pair certain colors, patterns, things together, and it gives me so much inspiration because I see all of these designs that other people are doing that some of them look a lot better than what I'm doing myself. Okay, here you can see I got 3.86 stars. Not great, my friends. I've been able to use this app in my everyday life as I'm putting my home together, and I can't wait to use it on this room behind me, this neutral DMV situation behind me. And I'm telling you, if you guys are interested in home design, you should definitely download this app. Even if you're just looking for new ideas for your own house, download this app. And you can download the app for free by clicking that link in my description box below. All right, y'all, go download the app, vote on my designs, but please be gentle, be gentle, and I will see you on the app, and I will keep you updated on this room because I have got to get to work. All right, bye. Thank you guys for understanding that sponsors are essential to the channel and getting it to a place in which I can give you guys true crime, full time, all the time. All right, let's talk about this case. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to play my original video where I covered this case because it's just a quick little 8-minute synopsis of this case, start to finish, and then we're going to talk about the updates in the case. And I'm also going to touch on a little bit more detail within that case. So let me start and play this for you, and I apologize in advance, guys. There's a little bit of an echo in this video because it's before I had a mic, before I had a camera. It's like literally when I just started out. I think it was like 2 days after I started my channel. So bear with me on the quality, please. So Victoria Martens was born in 2006. She lived in Albuquerque, New Mexico with her mom, Michelle, and Michelle had no real criminal background, but wasn't exactly mother of the year. She loosely played with alcohol, smoked marijuana, dabbled in drugs here and there, but again, no real criminal background. Victoria would go to school, she would come home from school. There weren't any immediate red flags that were raised. However, on August 24th, 2016, on Victoria's 10th birthday, police responded to a truly horrifying call at the residence of Michelle Martens, Victoria's mom. After responding to a 911 call, police enter the second-story apartment building where they see a cloud of smoke coming from behind the bathroom door. Upon opening the door, they see a burning blanket, and inside the burning blanket is a dismembered body, burning, belonging to Victoria. Sorry, this is a really hard one. I'm a mom, and it's a tough one. Victoria was pronounced dead at the scene, her body in pieces, and had just been burned. Victoria's mom, Michelle, who was 35 at the time, and her boyfriend, Fabian, who was 31, were arrested at the scene, along with Fabian's cousin, Jessica, who was 31 years old and had just been released from prison 4 days earlier. They were charged with first-degree murder, tampering with evidence, and kidnapping. Now, quickly, before we go into the details, I mentioned that Fabian's cousin Jessica had just been released from prison 4 days prior. She had a long criminal record with drugs, violence, and most recently, while she was incarcerated, she was convicted of conspiracy investigation that took place inside the jail. The police report says that the victim was running away from Jessica and her cellmate and was hiding under the bed when Jessica grabbed her, pulled her out from under the bed, and stood at the doorway watching guard while the other inmate assaulted her. An awful human being. So the police begin their investigation as to what happened to Victoria, and after all of these deadbeat people are arrested, they start speaking with her mother, Michelle. And what Michelle tells them is honestly something so horrific, I can't even get my mind to wrap around it and understand how it's plausible. Like I told you, she has no real criminal background. However, she does tell police she would often seek men online to engage in sexual acts with her 2 children, one being Victoria and the other her son, all while she would watch for pleasure. I mean, that is the most sick and twisted thing I've ever heard in my life. Not just because I'm a mom, but because that is just so deranged and disgusting. Michelle allegedly met Fabian, her 31-year-old boyfriend, who was also arrested at the scene, on a dating website called Plenty of Fish 1 month prior to Victoria's murder. Michelle tells police that she had been giving Victoria alcohol and injected her with meth prior to her death to relax her so that Fabian and Jessica could have sex with her. I mean, I can't even talk about it without getting emotional. It is so disturbing. So she tells police that she sat there as a bystander and watched Victoria get drugged and murdered while she sat by and watched, and it was Victoria's 10th birthday. So as everybody's arrested, awaiting trial, years pass. On June 29th, 2018, Michelle decides to strike a plea bargain, and she admits to guilt for child abuse, endangerment resulting in a death, and tampering with evidence. But she says she wasn't even there for the murder, and she recants her entire statement. And Michelle actually says she gave a false confession, which, first of all, why on earth, if you were ever to give a false confession, why would that be the one? How would you make up these sick and twisted, deranged details and that be the false confession? Wouldn't the false confession be something way more played down and watered down? Not that level of detail and not that gross of details and inhumane details? She says she and Fabian were out of the house at the time, and when they returned, Victoria was already dead, unbeknownst to Michelle, and that Fabian and Jessica were the ones who dismembered her body, burned her body to dispose of the evidence, but that she had no part in it. And they accepted the deal. Reports say that investigators did determine that her confession was completely made up and didn't align with the timeline of the rest of the story. I understand that sometimes investigations lead you down a path and you discover something is a complete different way than you once maybe initially thought. However, for somebody to make up that level of detail and go into that crazy storyline, it makes it very difficult for me to believe that it was all entirely made up. There had to have been some level of truth behind it. Personally, I think that the plea deal is part of the reason they said her earlier confession was false. I think there's something that doesn't quite add up there, and I think in order to get that plea deal and to get the guilty admission, she struck a deal, but in order to cover her tracks, they had to say that previous confession was false. Meanwhile, while all of this is happening, Jessica now decides, oh, my turn, I'm going to plead not guilty. So she pleads no contest to 6 charges relating to that result in a death. And her story is that she was babysitting Victoria that night, that an unknown man intruded into the house who was gang-related and looking for Fabian, and because Fabian wasn't at the house, he decided to retaliate and go after Victoria, so that he kills Victoria and then says to Jessica, you better clean up this mess and get rid of the body, otherwise I'm coming out after you. So she says then when Michelle and Fabian returned, she enlisted her cousin to help her get rid of the evidence and dispose the body. So what other way than cut the body up and burn it, apparently, right? So then she went on to say that she and her cousin Fabian decided to dismember the body, to clean it up, to burn the body as though she never existed. She also admits that later that night she takes an iron and goes and hits Michelle and Fabian with the iron and then flees the scene, jumping off the balcony and breaking her leg, and which is true, and she had to be hospitalized because she was trying to flee from the police. Now Fabian's story is up, and he's saying that he was not directly tied to the murder either, that he wasn't at the house, and neither was Michelle, and that in fact it was his cousin Jessica who was there, who decided to kill her, and that he did help her dismember the body to destroy evidence, but that's it. Well, tell me then how poor little Victoria had all of this bodily damage and an STD. Please tell me that. The autopsy revealed from Victoria that she had died from strangulation, she had stab wounds, she had an STD, and she had severe rectal damage. They also discovered that during the dismemberment, Jessica and Fabian had removed her organs. And police say that when they searched the house, they found the bloody knife in the kitchen, and they also found a trash bag full of her organs in their hamper. I mean, this crime is truly horrific and as gruesome as they come. So as he's awaiting trial on a $1 million bail, because it's now no longer a felony murder charge, he was released until his trial in November of 2019. So he is out there right now today, pending trial, but free to do this to anybody else on the street. This decision created a huge controversy and uproar, so much so that people were demanding the judge be removed from the bench because they did not agree with this ruling. So these three people essentially got off with murder. Jessica's still in prison and she's going to face the rest of her life in prison. Fabian was released and Michelle is facing 50 years, but none of them were charged for the murder of Victoria. So where is the justice for Victoria? Who is going to be held accountable and responsible for her murder? And this horrific crime goes essentially unpunished. Another fabulous day in the justice system of America. And who's going to speak on behalf of poor Victoria? This story will haunt me forever. Okay, guys, so obviously not an easy case to hear, to listen to at all. And let's just dive into this a little bit more because Fabian, his trial is now set for January 3rd, 2022, literally in just a week or so. And what's so interesting about that is they are trying to put together the jury right now for the trial, but not shocked. They're having a really hard time finding these jurors that are saying that they would be impartial. And I'm not surprised at all because so many people have heard about this story, especially people who are in close proximity. So we don't even know if that trial is truly going to happen on that day or if it's going to be even further delayed. The main judge who's on the case says that the state has already sent out 400 questionnaires and that they've already received 200 back. And the judge says, I want to be honest, it's going to be tough getting a jury from what we're seeing already in responses. So who's to say if this trial is actually going to happen as planned? Another thing that we're hearing as an update in this case and as a part of the trial is that jurors will actually visit the apartment that 10-year-old Victoria Martens was killed in, which that's got to be unsettling in itself to be visiting that crime scene where it all happened. But that's an interesting thing, I thought, because you don't see that in many trials, regardless the charges. And we know that the charges aren't even very extreme, in my opinion, in this case. So I thought that was a really interesting fact in this. The judge who's ordered on this case says that they will actually load up buses and they will be escorted by the sheriff's office to the site in which they will then tour that apartment as to, I guess, put all of the facts together and visualize it. I don't know, but I've never heard anything like that. Have you guys in any other case? Let me know in the comments. Now, something we did learn too is we know that Victoria's mother took a plea deal, Michelle Martens. Well, part of that plea deal is that she has to actually testify now at Fabian's trial. So I'm wondering if we're going to learn new details, new information, because we know she's going to probably flip on him, and it's going to be interesting what new details come to light. So originally, court documents said that both Michelle Martens and Jessica Kelly were supposed to be sentenced this last summer in June and July. But now that sentencing has been placed on hold until Fabian's trial. And the reason why is because they want to make sure that with those plea deals that they took and with them agreeing to testify at Fabian's trial, they want to make sure that that is complied with. So their sentencing hearings are placed on hold. But still, her mother is still only facing 12 to 15 years, while Jessica Kelly, in my opinion, more appropriate, is facing upwards of 50 years. Still not enough for both of them, in my opinion, and the fact that these charges are just It's unbelievable that nobody's actually being charged with the murder of Victoria Martens, even Fabian. It just blows my mind. Now take a look at this body cam footage that got released, and this actually shows when Jessica Kelly was arrested by the police via their body cam.
Jessica, come here. Come here. Come here.
I didn't do nothing.
Come here.
There's some shit that went down. No, I didn't do nothing.
Hey, stop. Stop. Stop it. Stop it.
I'm scared,
Stop
you
it.
guys. Ah!
Alright, relax. Relax.
My leg.
flipping.
My leg.
Stop it. Stop it.
You guys.
Hold her
Ah!
hand. I got her.
My leg.
Why'd you lock the door?
Somebody just got fired and I went over the balcony, dude.
There's a tent sitting there.
Ah!
Hey, sit down. Sit down.
Hi.
Sit down. Sit down.
Like, you have no reason to be screaming.
Did you jump out the balcony?
Huh?
Did you jump out?
I just fell off the top.
Who did?
I did.
Okay, why'd you jump?
Because.
Whose apartment is that?
I don't know, I ate away.
Okay, deep breaths. Relax. Relax, okay?
No. Oh, my leg.
Okay. Because you jumped, right? Well, that's what happens when you jump off the second story.
I panicked because he had me.
Well, we said we were the cops.
I was scared, dude.
Well, jumping off the balcony is kind of extreme. What'd you say?
I'm panicking, dude.
Okay, what were y'all fighting about? What were you fighting about?
She woke up and asked where her daughter was.
Uh-huh.
I asked her, I don't know where she's at, dude.
Okay. No, we got her. She's in another apartment.
Huh?
Did you hit her? Did you hit her?
Huh?
Did you hit somebody?
She hit me and I hit her back.
She hit you first? Yeah. What'd you hit her with?
Huh?
What'd you hit her with?
My hand.
Your hand? Stay on the ground. Don't get up, okay? Whose apartment is that?
That's hers.
What's her name?
My leg.
Okay, we got rescue on the way. We'll check you out, okay? So whose apartment is that?
That's her, my cousin Fabian.
That's your cousin Fabian, and who else?
Michelle.
Michelle, is that his girlfriend?
Yeah.
Is that the girl you're fighting with?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I wasn't really fighting with her. She woke up, started swinging. I said, hey, dude, I can't find your daughter, dude.
You drinking last night?
Yeah.
Any drugs? No?
Dude.
When you put her in the car. Hey.
Okay, do we bring my car up then, or?
Hey, put her in your car, man.
Okay. Come on. She's got.
At that point, they see the crime scene and what's going on in that bathroom, and they know that she was involved, and so that's why they're saying put her in the car, just put her in the car. They don't care about an explanation at this point. They don't care about any of that. They know she's involved, and I would imagine assume that she's guilty.
Dude, the child's 10-7 inside.
Okay. Stay with her, Chris. Okay. Can we bring my car up, or do you want to bring yours up, man?
Put her in your car.
Okay. Let's go. Get up.
I'm getting up.
Get up.
I didn't do this, dude.
Get up.
Ah! Ah! Ah!
Walk to my car.
I can't do it.
Walk.
I can't. My leg's broken.
Walk.
Walk! I don't care if your leg's broken. You're gonna walk.
I can't walk, dude. Hold on.
You're gonna
My
walk.
leg's broken. I just got thrown off the.
You didn't get thrown off. You jumped off. I saw you close the door.
And you told me you jumped. Come on.
Dude, my whole leg is broke though.
Keep walking.
I'm trying.
You can also tell they have absolutely zero sympathy for her and her broken leg. Like, you jumped, you were trying to flee the scene. I don't care. And I don't care personally what pain you're in at this point is what I'm imagining they're thinking. It's what I would be thinking, because we saw the pain that you've now inflicted on this young 10-year-old child who's innocent, and you are evil.
Go ahead.
Can you advise what we're looking at here? Male, female, close breathing?
Walk.
No.
Female 10.
No. No. Don't tell me that I have kids of my own, dude. Oh.
Doesn't matter. Just pull it. Just pull it.
Hey,
Pull
dude.
it, dude. It doesn't matter.
Walk. Walk.
Walk!
I'm going, dude.
Got it.
Keep walking. Keep walking.
It's honestly painful to listen to. Not because I feel bad for her in any means. It's just like the screeching and the... Oh, gosh.
Go!
Dude, I'm trying.
We'll get you help later. Let's go now.
Oh.
Who else was in the apartment with you?
Another guy.
Where's the other guy?
He took off. He started trying to wipe blood up. And I started panicking.
Who's the other guy?
I don't know his name. They call him Locote.
Pull over car.
Go. Stand up.
I don't know why the caption says applause. There's not an applause happening.
When you get here, I need you to stand by outside on the 808. So let's run you in.
Copy that, outside 808. On away.
01 to 670, do we have anybody outstanding? She's in custody. You can give me a 21 though, please. Okay, I'm almost 5-6.
Okay, so another piece of the puzzle that is very unsettling to watch. And then we also get a glimpse into a phone call that Jessica Kelly has with her sister, where her sister is urging her to basically own up to what she did. So let's take a look at that.
Everybody asked me, they're like, that's your sister, what do you think? I said, anybody's capable of anything, but no, like, no. You know what Dad always used to say, like, you did the crime, you do the time, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what I'm trying to say right now is, like, you had any, like, I don't even want to say it over the phone, but if you had anything to do with it, man up, you know?
Yeah, I know that.
I'm doing bad, sister, I'm doing real bad. I think I lost my mind. My whole world's falling apart, you know?
I'm dead. I'm in such depression. I'm in everything. Like right now, I'm even down and gone. Just end up like me, they're gonna end up doing something stupid, and they're gonna end up in here, and they're gonna separate us because they're sisters. I was out for 7 days, dude. You see?
Nobody has sympathy for you.
I was with
Zero.
for 4 days. I talked to you literally hours before I got arrested.
But you're on a mindset of selfishness. You're out for your own, you know? Chasing that f***ing dope and money.
I know. That's what I do.
Just such a senseless, brutal crime. I mean, at the hands of your own mother, I can't even wrap my mind around this, guys. And the fact that none of them are actually being formally charged in Victoria's death blows my mind. You hear it. It's one of the worst crimes in the history of New Mexico. How are they not being held accountable more? How is this even happening? And now, unfortunately, Fabian's trial might get pushed even further because they can't get a jury to come in on this. What do you guys think? I want to know from you. How do you reconcile a situation like this and ensure there's justice? It's almost like the crime is too big and too horrible to even know where the next steps go. I don't know. I just can't wrap my mind around this one. As I mentioned, the trial is supposed to start on January 3rd of 2022. So literally just in a few days here. So I'm going to keep you guys updated in this entire process and throughout the entire trial. So make sure if you haven't subscribed yet and you want to be notified of those updates, you hit that subscribe button below so that you get notified as these updates are happening in real time. I want to thank you for bearing with me on this video, guys. I know this case was not easy to listen to, but it's important that we continue to generate awareness and so that people ultimately and hopefully get held accountable for their actions. Thanks for tuning in with me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the case. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up on your way out. Let's hopefully spread the word as far and wide as possible to get justice for Victoria, because in my opinion, she still has not received any. All right, until the next case, guys, stay safe. Bye.